Morning, welcome to another fresh edition, midweek edition, actually, of your favorite program of leadership television inside Nigeria. Today is July 2, 2025, and of course, we have newspapers for review on our show. We have Nigeria's most influential leadership this day, Vanguard, The Guardian, and New Nigeria on Nigeria and Nigerian Tribune, all for review on today's midweek show. Like we normally do on the program, we go to leadership and see what leadership is offering on its menu this Wednesday. Leading story today on leadership says coalition APC unfazed as Atiku Lamido caught PDP leaders. Coalition APC unfazed as Atiku Lamido caught PDP leaders. Underneath that, we have the pictures of the later philanthropist Dantata laid to rest in Medina. Dangote orders bid farewell. Senate postpones Northwest Constitution Review hearing to honor him. We have the pictures of the burial of the late business icon and philanthropist Aminu Dantata on the cover of Leadership today. In 10 months, 349 died in Niger disasters coming from SEMA. Economic reforms drag business activities to 7-month low. Federal government unveils $40 million ICT revolution in 10 varsities. No land allocated to weakest children, FCTA insists. The story continues on page 9 of Leadership. No land allocated to weakest children, FCTA insists. Is a trending story on social media. Towards the masthead of leadership, Trump must feud escalates as U.S. president threatens to cut subsidies. And in addition to that, he said he was mulling Musk deportation. The story continues on page 9 of Leadership. Trump must feud escalates as U.S. president threatens to cut subsidies. And on the business boss of Leadership, Dangote refinery slashes S-Depot price by 40 naira. Dangote refinery slashes S-Depot price by 40 naira as more marketers join partnership deal. Atop the masthead of leadership, St. Lucia bestows highest national honor on Tinubu. St. Lucia bestows highest national honor on Tinubu. The story continues on page 10 of Leadership newspaper. And lastly, on the cover of Leadership, Buhari left office broke but with integrity intact, coming from his former spokesperson, Garba Shehu. The story runs on page 6 of Leadership. Buhari left office broke but with integrity intact. I just want to take some excerpts from that leading story, and the story continues on page 6 of Leadership. A spokesperson of former President Muhammadu Buhari, Malam Garba Shehu, has said that his principal left office without amassing wealth and with his integrity untouched. Speaking to journalists in Abuja on Tuesday after a press briefing to announce the public presentation of his upcoming book, according to the president, Lessons from a Presidential Spokesperson's Experience, Shehu stressed that Buhari never collected bribes during his time in office and has no hidden fortune to his name. Buhari is broke and does not have money, Shehu declared. Since Buhari left office, no journalist has called me to say we are going to press and what my reaction. I now sleep very well. Shehu, who served as senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity throughout Buhari's presidency, said the 260-page book chronicles the rough and tough moments of working in the nation's highest office. He noted that it was also intended as a resource for students, media practitioners, and political researchers. Excerpts from one of the leading stories on Leadership cover today. Buhari left office broke but integrity intact, coming from Garba Shehu. From there, we'll move to the page 5 because of the wraparound adverts is now on page 5. We move to our stand. Today's stand is on needed synergy among security agencies. Today's stand in Leadership newspaper, needed synergy among security agencies. That Nigeria is a pluralistic society with a diverse culture and history of criminal and security-related activities is obvious. Therefore, for security to thrive in such a situation, there is a need for credible intelligence gathering and sharing among security agencies. A situation where a security agency retains its intelligence within itself, aiming to promote unnecessary relevance and competition among other outfits, is counterproductive. This issue must be addressed if the nation desires to address insecurity. We move towards the stands. Of course, all is a stand, but however, towards the end, the newspaper takes a stand, and the stand this time is for the need for the intelligence agency to work harmoniously. The need for the intelligence agencies to work harmoniously cannot be overemphasized. The overreaching objective should remain the common goal of addressing the security challenges in the country. Thus, the position of this newspaper that instituting a robust mechanism that would eliminate interagency rivalry among our security agencies is long overdue. This can be achieved when roles and responsibilities are spelled out to address overlapping or conflicting mandates. Given the evolving dynamics of security threats, improved funding and an upgrade in the technological capacities of these agencies to work effectively are essential. Even more compelling is the duty of security agencies, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and of course the police, who form the bulk of intelligence consumers, to share the same for effectively attaining set security goals. This is the agency of now. Those are excerpts from today's stand in leadership. Needed synergy among security agencies. Of course, synergy is needed in order to combat this insecurity, upsurge of insecurity in the country presently. From our stand, we move to the back page today, where we have Wednesday column with Olufunke Barowa. She's writing on the political economy of tax reform. The political economy of tax reform. In quote, taxation at its best is not just a fiscal tool, it is a moral contract, a way to build a shared future. Quote from Wednesday's column with Olufunke Barowa. She's writing on the political economy of tax reform. Of course, it's no longer news that President Bola Tinubu has assented to the 4 tax bills presented before it, which we take off January 1st, 2026. Before we leave the back page of the paper, let's visit Ghana Must Go. Baba, that is Two-Face Idibia, says men can't stay sexually faithful to one woman. Of course, Ghana Must Go says, speak for yourself. With that, we conclude review of leadership newspaper this Wednesday. For more, don't forget to log into the website of leadership for continuation of those headline stories and, of course, inside stories. We move ahead to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian is still talking coalition, just like leadership. It says 2027, Northern PDP leaders set on ADC as preferred coalition platform. 2027, Northern PDP leaders set on ADC as preferred coalition platform. This story runs on page 6 of The Guardian. And beneath that story, we have pictures of the leaders of various parties. We have Atiku, Mark, the former Senate president. We have El-Rufai, immediate past governor of Kaduna State. We have Tambuwa, past governor of Sokoto State. We have Ado, and we have Lamido, former governor of Jigawa State. These are leaders that are forming coalition, and the reports have it that they have settled on ADC as preferred coalition platform. The story continues on page 6 of The Guardian. Beneath that leading story, Obi flays St. Lucia's highest honor, Knight Commander title on Tinubu. The story runs on page 4 of The Guardian. Meanwhile, leadership paper before it we reviewed has it that the St. Lucia's conferred the highest honor on Tinubu. And on Guardian, Peter Obi, presidential candidate for Labour Party 2020-23 presidential election, has flayed the highest honor award conferred on President Bola Tinubu. Reps ticket may cost 500 million naira, post-election litigation 1 billion naira. It's a news on the cover of The Guardian. Reps ticket may cost 500 million naira, post-election litigation 1 billion naira. Ondo government's quest to probe Akeredelu's death sparks controversy. Rivers Lagos was hit as court clashes claim 1,686 lives in 5 years. The story runs on page 4 of The Guardian. Rivers Lagos was hit as court clashes claim 1,686 lives in 5 years. Omokri places 3 million naira bounty on ex-users threatening Obi's wife, children. The news is on page 29 of The Guardian. Reno Omokri places 3 million naira bounty on ex-users threatening Obi's wife, children. Operators demand tariff increase to stave off 6 trillion naira gas debt. And of course, the Guardian relaunches Guardian Angels. With that, we move to we conclude the review of front headline stories on The Guardian this Wednesday. For more, log into the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. From The Guardian, we move over to the next paper on our lineup, still talking coalition, and that is THISDAY. THISDAY newspaper says opposition coalition formally adopts ADC unveils party interim ESCO today. Mark is pro tem national chair, Aregbesola secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi spokesperson. Prominent PDP leaders urge members to join movement, say party APC have failed Nigeria. Declare nation a diminished country, embarrassment on world stage. I think we will take some excerpts from that leading story on THISDAY newspaper this Wednesday. In what looks like the first major breakthrough in the efforts of the opposition coalition to wrest power from the ruling All Progressives Congress APC in 2027, the movement late last night formally adopted African Democratic Congress ADC as its official political platform for the 2027 elections. The coalition concluded plans to unveil the party today at a ceremony in Abuja, where it intended to make public the interim leaders and members of the party. The story continues on page 9 of the paper. Opposition coalition formally adopts ADC, unveils party interim ESCO today. Mark is pro tem national chair. David Mark is the former Senate president. Aregbesola, former governor of Osun State. Bolaji Abdullahi spokesperson. Prominent PDP leaders urge members to join movement, say party APC have failed Nigeria. Declare nation a diminished country, embarrassment on world stage. The story continues, as I said earlier, on page 9 of the paper. Lastly, on the cover of THISDAY, 2 Kano emirs joined Tajuddin Dangote Sayu federal government team in Medina to bury Aminu Dantata. The story continues on page 10 of the THISDAY newspaper. And those are the 2 headline stories on the cover of THISDAY today. And with that, we conclude review. For more, don't forget to log into the website of THISDAY, www.thisdaylive.com. From THISDAY, we move over to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune says Atiku, David Mark, Tambuwal, Lamido, others want PDP collapse into coalition. Like I said earlier, Nigerian Tribune is also talking coalition on its cover this morning. Says party now a shadow of itself. The story continues on page 21 of Nigerian Tribune. Atiku, David Mark, Tambuwal, Lamido, others want PDP collapse into coalition. Says party now a shadow of itself. Lastly, on the cover of Nigerian Tribune, controversy traced under government's planned inquest into Akeredolu's death. That also concludes the review of front headline stories on Nigerian Tribune. For more, log into the website of Nigerian Tribune. We move over to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard has different stories altogether as its cover stories. Worsening abductions, killings, Boko Haram's renewed attacks, others alarming, coming from Sultan's JNI. Worsening abductions, killings, Boko Haram's renewed attacks, others alarming, the alarm raised by Sultan's JNI. The story runs on page 5 of Vanguard newspaper, and that takes us to the last story we have on the cover of Vanguard newspaper. Oil production, federal government to withdraw license of firms with dormant oil fields. Oil production, federal government to withdraw license of firms with dormant oil fields. The story runs on page 19 of Vanguard newspaper. It's also on that note we conclude review of Vanguard newspaper this Wednesday. Don't forget to log into the website of Vanguard for continuation of those headline stories. Also, incidentally, we've come to the end of today's Inside Nigeria segment section newspaper review. Don't forget to join us again, same time, same station, for another fresh edition of the program tomorrow. My name is Winifred Weber. Thanks for joining us.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand.